In 9 days, I'll be having facial feminization surgery with Dr. Ellen Bridle. My name's Brittany, I'm transgender, and I've been transitioning for about 6 years. I wanted to make a video that will document the whole process of facial feminization surgery, how I pick my surgeon, what questions I asked before surgery, what the surgery day looked like, and basically the whole recovery process post-surgery. I'm going to be making about 1 or 2 videos a week to track what my progress is looking like post-surgery and just general topics about being a trans person. Towards the end of the video, I'm going to be posting some pictures around what I currently look like for comparison. These videos or these pictures are going to be completely raw, hair pulled back, not flattering angles, not anything really to make them look better, just general raw photos. That way you can get an idea of what the real differences are once I've fully recovered. The reason I'm going to be doing this is I've seen a lot of pictures where in the before photos they're taken with bad lighting and the most unflattering angles, but then in the post-op photos, perfect lighting, full glam makeup, and it's very, very hard to gauge like what the true outcomes of the surgeries are. So I want to give like just a really raw comparison, so you can make, I guess, an informed decision of whether this is something you want to do in your future. So let's get to it. I guess the first question is, why am I getting facial feminization surgery? So basically, this is the last surgery I'm wanting. I've already had gender reassignment surgery and a couple of other small things done. But this was something that I've always wanted. I've always been a little bit dysphoric about my face, just certain features, and I really wanted to change those in not a dramatic way, but just enough that, would reduce my dysphoria about my face. So I'm going to be getting 3 different procedures done during my FFS, but the first one I'm hoping is going to make the biggest difference. So that is called a reconstructive cranioplasty. So that's a mixture of 3 different procedures. It's a forehead reconstruction, which includes like a hairline advancement. So basically that's just going to be making my forehead look a little bit smaller, as well as a brow lift. So again, just my brows will look a little bit higher on my face. And then the last one is called a bony forehead reconstruction. So this is mainly to do with my brow bone. So just on my eyebrows here, there's a little bone that protrudes outwards. And the goal is to flatten that bone and make it look a little bit more rounded and just softer and more feminine. Then the second procedure that I'm going to be getting done is a chin reduction. So this is just going to reduce the size of my chin, make it a little bit smaller, a little bit more rounded. And lastly, I believe this is called a forebone cheek augmentation. It's not really for my cheeks to make them look any higher, bigger, change any of that, but it's for my under eyes. So I'm not sure if you can tell really on this camera, but under my eyes is quite sunken in. Veins are really visible there. It looks like a little bit blue always. People have said to me like a lot in the past, like, oh, why do you have a black eye? And I don't have a black eye. I just have really visible veins here. So I'm hoping that's going to help that. It's going to make it look a little bit less sunken and just reduce my dysphoria around that area. Now, 2 things I'm not touching is my nose or my jaw. So overall, I've never had any dysphoria about those 2 things. My nose is, I guess, not the smallest, but it's not too big. And I already have a quite feminine shape. It's, I'm not sure if you can see, but it goes like down and kind of up, which I really like. I didn't want to change it. It's just something I've been comfortable with, and I don't want to change it unless I have to. So at this stage, no surgery on either of those 2 parts of my body. But if I change my mind in the future, I'm not someone that will never say never. I would be happy to go back and do it, but just not at this time. So something that a lot of people have asked me is, how did I pick my surgeon? What did that process look like? Was I quick making that decision? And the answer is absolutely not. It's taken me about 4 years to pick a surgeon. It sounds like a really long time, doesn't actually feel that long, but it started off, I had a consult with Facial team. I did it all over Skype. They sent me some photos of what my face might look like, and I had a couple of sessions with their surgeons, just having a general chat to them. In the end, they sent me a quote. It was a lot more than what I was comfortable with at the time. I'm from Australia, so it's not available on, I guess, our public health system or on through our private insurance. So we still have to pay a lot of money out of pocket for it. So private health will cover some things if it's done in Australia, but not for majority of the costs. So facial team was going to be full 100% out of pocket, and that quote was incredibly expensive for me, and I just thought I was going to look at some other options. Now, something I didn't really go over, but I waited a whole year after that consult with Dr. Ellen Bridle. So there's a couple of years between my two consults with facial team and Dr. Bridle, and then after my consult with Ellen Bridle, I waited another full entire year just to make sure this is something I really, really wanted to do. I'd been flipping back and forth on it just a little bit, but I knew I wanted it, but I just needed to make sure. So I waited a year. Facial team come back down to Australia, which was really nice. So I got to have a consult with them in person, meet them, discuss it. I then did the same thing, had another consult with Dr. Ellen Bridle, and in the end, as I've already said before, that's who I've decided to do the surgery with. Now, as promised at the start of the video, I'm going to show you some pre-op photos of me. These have just been recently taken. It's going to be raw, unfiltered pictures. I'm going to try and recreate these same photos and same angles once I'm post-op. I'm going to try and do this about a month apart, I think, or maybe even 2 weeks apart. Hair pulled back. As I said, they're going to be unflattering, but that's completely okay. We want to see what the results are. It'll also be good just to get a timeline on what happens with swelling around my face, and I guess just any scars. I think the only scar that's going to be visible from the outside is going to be my hairline, but it'll just be great to track and yeah, get amazing before and afters. So now that those photos are out the way, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be posting 1 to 2 times a week, as well as some short form content on YouTube as well as TikTok. So check out that link down below. And yeah, if you've got any questions, leave them for me in the comments. I'd love to do a Q&A and answer some questions if you've got. They can be about anything really, just about general surgeries, being a trans woman, any trans surgeries I've had, or just any questions you've got, pop them down in the comments below. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.